back to the Vengeful Empire here on Star Wars The Old Republic. Today we'll be talking about Engineering Sniper and just the basics of how to play Engineering Sniper throughout an operation or just throughout a flashpoint. We'll be talking about the basic rotation that will ensure that you get the most output of DPS within your PvE in Star Wars The Old Republic. I'm here with Zan, and we'll get started on the rotation and how to play Engineering just right now.
Alright, so Engineering Sniper is a great class, one of the highest DPS in classes for this patch 4.0. And I'm gonna get right into the rotation here. You want to start, I like to precast Orbital Strike after the ready check. Then once the tank jumps in, you hit series of shots, then Interrogation Probe, Imp Discharge, Fragmentation Grenade, Plasma Probe, and then that's the first phase. Second phase is your rotation, series of shots, Explosive Probe, Corrosive Dart, Filler, and then you finish up the second phase with a Plasma Probe and repeat that whole thing, starting again.
So the idea of a rotation is to be able to have the most output of DPS without sacrificing energy management or sacrificing abilities that you really shouldn't be using. So rotations will really help you get that maximum output of DPS while ensuring that your energy output isn't going way down and that you have the capabilities to keep rinsing and repeating the rotation. The idea is that you're not using pointless abilities and that you're working to use the maximum DPS.
Yeah, it'll let you push out the most DPS you possibly can. And for your filler there on the end of the second phase, it's either Orbital Strike or Rifle Shot. So
right,
we're going to run through that real fast right now. So they do the ready check, everyone's ready, cast Orbital Strike, tank jumps in, series of shots.
You can also see on the right hand side we're running star parse on this just so you can see what kind of numbers we're putting up while we're doing this.
Oh yes, we should probably mention the gear we are in, as it is definitely not great. I hit the wrong button.
Right.
That was supposed to be some rifle shot. That's alright.
While we're doing this, keep in mind that the gear we're in is pretty bad. Both our characters on this are in 208s, maybe 216s, and we're still able to parse in the mid 4Ks per second, which is decent. It's not what you need for hard mode operations or any of that, but it shows that it's really doable to play this class at a high level, even if you're not quite in the best gear that you want to be in eventually.
Yeah, so my gear real fast is 208s, just vendor stuff. I don't even know if it's all vendor stuff because I may have legacied a lot of this. But 208s, 216 PvP relics. So obviously not great, no augments, and I'm using like a level 52 stim. So you want to stick to the rotation and you can output, you know, a lot more damage than you can just hitting random buttons or whatever lights up. So
let's run through that one more time just so they can really see what's going on, and you talk through what abilities you're hitting and when.
Alright, so I'm
ready?
Yeah. Ready check, so Orbital Strike, your probe, or series of shots. Then your probe, discharge, frag grenade, plasma probe, series of shots again, explosive probe, corrosive dart, filler, probe, or plasma probe, series of shots, and then we repeat there, going back here, did that. Plasma probe, you can see a series of shots is off cooldown at like the perfect time. Explosive probe, corrosive dart, filler, plasma probe again, series of shots. Alright, and that's basically it. If you're paying attention and not trying to talk over that, you'll be able to get those a lot better timed. On this character, I've parsed up to like 4,500 damage per second just following that rotation.
With bad gear, you know, if you were in the best gear playing engineering, you could realistically hit 7.2, 7.5k DPS.
Yeah, this guide's meant for basic beginners, so, you know, not gonna worry about that. So do you want to go ahead and talk about rating as an engineering sniper?
Sure. So, rate awareness is a big part of being successful in any operation, regardless of story mode, hard mode, nightmare mode. It doesn't really matter, and it can rate awareness really is part of the key to success in any operation. So, as a sniper, it's pretty basic. Just you guys all know, don't stand in red circles that look like they're gonna hurt. Be aware of what's going on. And as an engineering sniper, you should really always try to stand behind the boss. Pretty much for every boss fight out there, DPS should try their best to stand behind the operation boss. Mainly because, if there's a cleave or if it's putting most of its damage on the tank should be facing it away from the group so that that damage isn't being spread to everyone in the operation group and making healing very hard. So don't stand in anything stupid. Stand behind the boss normally, unless it's a specific boss that is specifically, you need to stand in front, or if you're a tank, you need to share the cleave or any of that. Anything I'm missing?
I think you've about covered it. As you can see, they're up again to 4-4, so definitely a very high parsing class. Back to rating, you are a 35-meter range class for the most part. So you have a great advantage over your Marauder counterparts. So you can plop yourself down like right next to the healer if you want, or in a boss fight where there's going to be like strategic places where you have to go during certain phases. You can probably even get like down real close to those positions, and then when that phase comes, you can just roll on over, and you can keep DPSing and have like optimal uptime on the boss. So just keep in mind like where you are and where you're going. I think that about covers it there.
Let's talk about utilities for our operations.
So utilities, I would not copy what I have here. These were set up for PvP. So these ones up here in skillful kind of come down to a lot of personal preference. I like the range defense when you leave cover, because in an operation, if you're leaving cover, it's because you either are taking damage or you're about to take damage. And then I also like the ballistic dampers. This one, not really useful. I probably want to take that. I'm gonna kind of skip Masterful over here. A lot of utilities come down to a fight-to-fight basis, and a lot of these are just kind of up to your personal choice. I like shield probe damage, and then the entrench, again, kind of depends on the boss fight. If it's one where you're not using entrench at all, you might want to pick something else up. Ones that I really like though in heroic are deployable shield, where it reduces damage taken while in cover by 5% and reduces the cooldown of ballistic shield. I almost always find myself taking this one. And AoE damage while entrench is active. This is a very useful one for like fights like Hateful Entity, where there's knockbacks and massive AoE damage headed out. So again though, I'd like to stress it's on a fight-to-fight basis what you're taking. So know the fight, know what utilities you are going to want to use, and then select those utilities. That's about it there.
Yep, so just before you start your operation, think about what kind of boss fights you're going to be in, and really think, are you going to need that entrench AoE damage, or are you going to need, deployed shields with that sniper bubble? Just think about it before you start your operation.
Alright.
Other than that, that's the basics of engineering sniper and how you can parse pretty strong DPS with it, even in poor gear like us. Just run through that rotation, and you'll be successful in any operation for the most part. And so this is the Vengeful Empire. You can find us in Begeren Colony, Swarter, Vengeful Empire, Empire side. And that's all we have for you today.
Thank you for watching. It's been fun. Alright guys, so as an afterthought, I decided I'd try and parse a little bit higher, and because I don't feel like I really did this class a lot of justice. So let's see if me actually trying to pay attention can't do it a little better than I did earlier. damage held about 4-4. And again, basic 208 vendor gear. Over here we have some OA 216 and then PvP relics. So not terrible, definitely a great class to play. And there's the rotation a bit more clearly. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching.